Kishore Kumar Mohanty, MD of Gammon Infra, joins us for a quick perspective of that. Thanks so much, Mr. Mohanty, for joining in. What's the sense really? I mean, what can the FM dish out in the budget this time around, which would sit well with companies? What would be a top wish list? Let's start off with the first wish that you may have.
The first wish list infrastructure segment should be government should not have any other choice other than focusing on the infrastructure, because that will kickstart the growth, which is one of the major challenges for the government. So my expectation from this budget will be government increases the infra spending and give a little pause to the public-private partnership mode, because the market in this segment has to consolidate. The decision and policy paralysis is to get resolved before getting more into the PPP segment, because today power segment and especially land acquisition bill, two are the most critical areas which needs to be resolved before getting into more PPP projects and the public-private partnership space. So this budget, I think direct spending on the infrastructure segment, which was reduced slightly by way of lower cash contracts, should increase in this phase, because anyway the election shares are coming, and this will also improve the cash flow in the system, which will kickstart the economy. And then might be the other area where the government has to take a policy initiatives to see that the liquidity in the market is improved and the interest rates comes down, so that the existing PPP projects looks more viable.
All right, taking into account the likely shortfall in highway projects awarded this year, do you expect the pace to pick up smartly in the months ahead? What would be the likely scope in FY13 then?
FY13, as we are getting a filler, yes, there are around 45,000 crores worth of PPP projects in the pipeline. But rightfully might be NHI is also taking steps to get into some cash contracts in the road segment, where might be the single lane and two lane roads will be upgraded, so that likely that some cash contracts will come forward in 2013 and 12 and 13.
What about, just before we wrap up, Mr. Mohanty, what about changes that can be made or initiatives that can be taken on the ports and the water transport development project? Because a lot of states or districts individually are doing this. Can some announcements to this effect be made in the budget itself? Is there scope for that?
Budget, the biggest challenge in the port segment is in the major ports, where the TAMP is coming as a big roadblock for the free and fair operation of the ports. So the TAMP has to go. I think government in this budget might take an initiative to, in a phased manner, to remove the TAMP from the major ports.
Great.
That will be a great relief to the private sector operators in the port segment. And today global business is down, and with such a strict restriction on the pricing of the port services, I think it's becoming very difficult to make the operations of the major ports viable for the private players.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. We'll leave it at that, Mr. Mohanty. Thanks so much for giving us this quick synopsis of your top wishes from the Finance Minister from this budget.